Lloyd to Wisconsin Dells. The Diocese of Madison announced today plans to regroup parish leadership. The new format would go into effect in July, and these changes could include a new title for one parish in particular. NBC 15's Colt Molesky has more details about the potential next cathedral for Madison.
Michelle, in today's announcement, the Diocese of Madison outlined several options for a new cathedral to replace the St. Raphael Cathedral that burned down in 2005. The bishop has submitted a request to the Vatican asking that St. Bernard be named the cathedral. The 102 parishes will also fall under 30 new pastorates or grouping parishes, each one led by a team of priests. A video from Madison's bishop says it will help leaders in the church serve the congregations across southern Wisconsin and be in better position to share the gospel.
So Into the Deep is going to allow us to more strategically align our resources so that it's less about maintenance and more about mission, less about buildings, more about people, and freeing up our priests to spend more of their time to do the pastoral work of preaching the gospel, celebrating the sacraments, and shepherding our beloved people.
Now, the video is branded as Into the Deep, Vision for the Future, offering insight on the plans the bishop says will better serve the Madison area and congregations both now and in the future. In the newsroom, Colt Molesky, NBC 15 News.